Donald Trump resurfaced yesterday on Fox News' Sean Hannity program and told many of the same corrosive lies that he's been telling about the 2020 election since November. And why wouldn't we expect that? Trump was still telling the same corrosive and debunked lies about the 2016 election as recently as January. If Trump still hasn't accepted the results of the 2016 election, why on earth would we expect him to accept the results of the 2020 election? Everything about this interview is hilarious. Here is Sean Hannity introducing it. Sean Hannity framing this as a major exclusive. But if you're watching, you will see Trump doesn't even seem pleased to be sitting for this interview.
So tonight, for the hour, we welcome the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump. Mr. President, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Sean.
All right.
Okay, so now they get into what we could call the substance, although there wasn't very much substance. And here Trump jumps right into provable, debunkable, easily disprovable lies that in presidential re-elections, presidents tend to get fewer votes in their re-election than in their first election. It's just not true. We're going to look at the numbers, but watch Trump use the lie to somehow, I guess, continue making the case that Joe Biden didn't really win.
Many other things. The big thing is taxes, low taxes.
Low taxes.
You're going to have the biggest tax increase you've ever seen. Pro-life, Second Amendment, so many different things.
Now, I hate to cut in already. The tax increase Joe Biden is looking at would not be the biggest in history. Trump did barely a thing on abortion. Trump did nothing on the Second Amendment. OK, let's go to the core of it, though.
Look. We got 75 million votes. It's more than any sitting president in history by far. The word was if we got 65 to 66. We got 63 the first time and won. If you got 65 to 66, there was no way you lost. We got more votes. We got 12 million more votes than we got. And it's never happened to another president. I don't know if you know, Sean, usually in a second term, a president gets less votes. I got 12 million more. It's the biggest that's ever happened in history, from 63 to 75. Never happened before. And all of these things are good. These are popular things. But more important than popular, they're great things for this country. They're going to rip apart your Second Amendment.
Now, first of all, it is fewer votes, not less votes, Mr. President. But let's not start the grammar policing. I know he only went to Wharton. But what Trump says is not true. Trump says presidents typically get fewer votes in their re-elections. Check out the numbers. Obama did get fewer votes. He lost 4 million votes from 2008 to 2012. But George W. Bush gained 12 million votes in his re-election. Bill Clinton gained 3 million votes. Ronald Reagan gained 11 million votes. Richard Nixon gained 16 million votes. And Dwight D. Eisenhower gained 1 million votes. So really, other than Barack Obama, you have to go back to World War II for a president whose votes declined after their first term. And it's kind of a weird example. It's an exception to the rule. It's FDR, who had 4 terms and whose presidency in so many ways was the exception to the rule. Maybe what Trump means is Obama got fewer votes in the second term. And we know Trump is obsessed with Barack Obama. Maybe that's all that this is really about, but an easily disprovable lie from Donald Trump. Check out this suck up question from Sean Hannity. It's not even really a question. It's like a gushing statement of praise, the likes of which you'd expect from North Korean television. Sort of like a, Mr. President, can you confirm how hard you're working?
All right. So I know a lot of people that are around you every day. This is what they're all telling me. You are working as hard as you did when you were in the White House, except you play a little golf more. That you're keeping an insane schedule, 7 days a week. You really don't stop.
Well, we're seeing a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of good Republicans and a lot of good Americans, in some cases, great Americans. And
Hannity is doing the equivalent of Kim Jong-un bowled for the first time today, and he bowled the 300. He also turned water into wine. This apparently counts as an interview on Fox News. Now, I told you yesterday that the Treasury Department put out a report confirming coordination between Donald Trump's 2016 campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, and a Russian intelligence officer, Konstantin Kilimnik. The topic of Russia came up, and Trump says something completely unintelligible, but he does do the sir routine, where he claims someone came to me and they said, sir, take a look at this.
You did run and did win. What would you do differently?
When I came in, we were hit with phony Russia investigations. It was a total phony deal.
That was 3 years of your presidency.
I've been fighting off investigations for 5 years. I mean, really, since almost the day that we came down, and they were corrupt, Democrat-inspired. I still have it. They were Democrat-inspired investigations. Russia, I remember, Sean, and I don't have too much time, I guess, with you, but a story, I think it's interesting. I haven't told it before. During the campaign in 2016, I'd be asked, like by one of our aides, "Sir, do you have anything to do with Russia?" I say, no, that would be it. Then a month later, somebody would say, "What do you know about Russia?" I said, "No, what? I don't know what you're talking about." Okay, I wouldn't think of it. Then after 3 or 4 or 5 times, people would say, "Do you know anything about Russia?" I kept saying, "Huh." So after 3 or 4 times, I said, "What's going on with Russia?" They created a phony deal. It was paid for by crooked Hillary Clinton.
They made a phony Russian disinformation dossier.
Destroyed.
And they used it to spy on you as a candidate,
Correct.
your transition team, and while you were president. It says at the top of a FISA warrant, verified. It was unverifiable, and they knew it.
17 times.
They knew it right from the get-go.
I don't know what either of them are talking about, but they seem to be kind of playing off of each other and winding each other up. Here's a few more seconds from this portion of the interview.
They knew it, they were warned beforehand, and they knew it certainly from Christopher Steele and the subsource by January.
It was a total fraud.
Yeah.
And you know what it did? It hurt any possibility of dealing with Russia. We could have had a good look. They'll say, "Oh, he loves Russia." Getting along with Russia is a good thing, not a bad thing. Getting along with China is a good thing. The problem we have.
Now, when Trump was asked whether he will run again, this just like he can't answer any question normally. He said that from a legal standpoint, he doesn't really want to talk about that.
I say this. I am looking at it very seriously, beyond seriously. From a legal standpoint, I don't want to really talk about it yet. It's a little too soon.
If you did run.
What does that even mean from a legal standpoint? Like, part of me thinks it has to do with Trump wanting to use donations as a slush fund for his personal expenses. I don't know why my mind goes to that, but like, what could he even mean from a legal standpoint? And then Trump was also asked about Republican vaccine hesitancy, and Trump said he doesn't really know why Republicans are hesitant to take the vaccine for COVID. Take a look.
You know, they all want me to do a commercial because a lot of our people don't want to take vaccine. You know, I don't know what that is exactly. Republican, I don't know what it is.
You encourage people to get it.
I encourage them to take it. I do. But they want me to make a.
Did you get it?
Yes, I did. I had it and I took it. Okay.
You got both.
Because I believe. So here's the thing. They want me to do a commercial.
Trump can't imagine why Republicans wouldn't be getting the vaccine. Because for a year, Trump said this wasn't serious. If something's not serious, why would anybody need a vaccine? That's why there's so much vaccine hesitancy. So just a completely bizarre interview and unclear what the point of it is. I guess Sean Hannity wants ratings and Trump wants attention. Like, maybe it's that simple and we don't need to analyze the motivations more deeply, but expect much more of this if Donald Trump's QAnon congressional allies get reelected in 2022. Trump will be reinvigorated. You're going to see this much more regularly, and it may be what gets Donald Trump to run in 2024, as we've talked about before. So very important that we ensure Trump doesn't get his people, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, Madison Cawthorn, the Jim Jordan, you know, whoever, anybody that can be removed in 2022 will make it less likely that Trump even runs in 2024. One of our sponsors today is BlueBlocks. I spend a lot of time because of my work looking at a computer screen, and peer-reviewed studies have shown that the blue light that comes from screens can actually lead to certain types of eye strain and even damage or blurred vision, headaches, dry, watery eyes. BlueBlocks fixes this by filtering out the blue light. And unlike other cheap blue light glasses, The effectiveness of Blue Blox glasses are backed up by evidence, and they're built under optics laboratory conditions. These are my Blue Blox glasses. I like how they look. They have over 40 different styles to choose from. I really have noticed a big difference where I'm no longer getting that eye strain and headaches from the computer screen because of the Blue Blox glasses. They have prescription versions and non-prescription and readers. They have something for every need, and Blue Blox is giving you 20% off when you go to blueblox.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. The link is under this video, and you'll get free shipping on orders over $115.